Welcome everyone to the Marvel Snapcast podcast, episode 122. My name is Ken, and of course we have some awesome things to talk about. I'm the Super Tech God, here with three wonderful gentlemen, as you guys can see right here, of wonderful capacity, and what they do is phenomenal. We're going to break that down real quickly. First, we're going to talk about the one that does all the epic saxing.
The
And that's
sassing too.
The
the
sassing.
sassing.
All right.
He does. He,
I mean,
Oh,
sass.
yeah.
He 100% sasses as
I
well.
am the sass man. Screw that. Yeah.
The co-host, the one and only, it's Guest Gaming. Guest, welcome on in, buddy. How you doing?
Good man. Good. I'm struggling to taxi because he can't seem to get comfortable. But outside of that, yeah, so far
Yeah,
so
right.
good. You know, been a
I hear that.
productive day. All gauntlets all day today for me.
That's right. I hear that. And of course, if you see this gentleman with us when we do these podcasts, you know it's a fun thing that's about to happen. This gentleman right here is the one and only Gunny T, where the T stands for Terrific Tournaments. Is that right, Gunny? How you doing, buddy?
Sure does, man. And I tell you what, we are going to have a terrific tournament. We'll be talking about that a little bit later,
yeah.
but I'm doing fantastic. The Marine Corps birthday will be happening while we're all on holiday, like we have Veterans Day off.
That's
So
right.
our commanding officer had a little birthday celebration. We got to cut the cake and do the whole tradition. If it's
That's
not
awesome.
something we've ever seen before, it's kind of a cool thing to do. It's nice to get the whole unit together and do cutting of the cake, and they pass from the oldest Marine to the youngest
That's
Marine.
amazing.
So it was fun. It was a good time. today.
Gunny? You all right, buddy?
I think Gunny, as much as Super Tech God likes to fix his own tech, he can't fix Gunny's tech, and that's fine. But Gunny
Gunny's
froze.
back. He's here.
He had bad internet connection there for a second. Gunny is back. And
Yes.
you know who else who has
Oh.
two T's besides terrific tournaments? The tech director himself, MOTT. ELZ, the one and
ELZ,
only
that's right.
Models, who's here with us today as well. Good sir, how you doing, man?
I am legally considered alive. That's like the extent
That's
of my
fair.
functioning right now.
That's what it is.
Like, I mean, it's been a crazy week at the end of a series of crazy months, right? But it's all coming together, and it's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah.
And then we will
Totally agree. Yes, we will nap indeed. Yeah. So first, I'm gonna say I apologize for my appearance. I am not getting pretty until tomorrow's event. That's right. I will be one of the casters on the Golden Gauntlet. So I wanted to make sure I kept everything as wild as possible until that time comes. And speaking of the Golden Gauntlet, ladies and gentlemen, is this weekend the Golden Gauntlet Worlds finally, after all the
baby.
months of players battling it out, after all the months of these wonderful Game On events, gentlemen putting things together, working with Second Dinner in the background to make this all come to be, we have it all coming up to the last and final Worlds Championship match. And I can't wait to see all these great players that qualified battle it out to see who's going to be the number one Golden Gauntlet champion. I know you guys are pumped and excited as well. Now, everybody, you guys came to listen to this, so we're going to talk about it real quick. The Worlds have nothing but the absolute best players in Snap currently. We know a bunch of their names. I'm not going to name them out because they know who they are. We know we saw some decks surprisingly win the event. But given today's meta, I want to know from all of you, what deck do you think is going to be in the top four? I'll just give you guys the top four. We ain't got to say the championship. The top four.
Okay, not
I
putting
think-
that much pressure on us. Okay.
No, that's why I said
think
top four. I
So,
didn't say-
so the boogeyman right now is move. I think right. It's so powerful,
Ooh, the
specifically
boogeyman.
with having
Human Torch.
access. Well, Human Torch obviously big numbers, but having access to Cosmo, it's really strong. That being said, I have a feeling we're going to see move actually not do that great. I think it's going to have a huge target on its head, just like Thanos did during the first Golden Gauntlet.
Okay.
A lot of players are going to bring it. So we had I think more than four Thanos decks in the top 16 of that first Golden Gauntlet. So there will be enough decks where we're going to see it in the top. But will it win? I don't know. I think there's going to be enough tech that people are going to bring to shut it down. What do you guys think about that?
What tech you think will shut down move besides Cosmo?
I mean, so I know I was running a mill list today to pretty much beat up on the crazy man spider stuff that's been going on, and to beat up on move. So if you mill a couple of the key cards they need, it has access to Lady
Okay.
Deathstrike to get rid of some of those key cards. And if you could just shut down a couple moves and then it has Shadow King in the deck, like it really can do some work on that deck.
All right, that's fair. All right, so models, how do you feel about move being the boogeyman and not taking the top four?
I don't think. I mean, I think it's the boogeyman. I don't think it's the tech that's going to stop it necessarily. It is going to be a target on your back, but it has enough activate moves now, especially with the Fanfei change, that I think the real reason it's not going to win is because the brain power it takes to play that deck through an entire tournament is just incomparable compared to like some of the other stuff I'm sure we're going to talk about, like with Man Spider and things like that, where there's enough other things that compete with it that are dumber.
Right.
And in those long tournaments, the dumbness really matters.
I think what I'm kind of getting about as a tech is there are going to be some decks that specifically target move. Like they think that there's going to be
Right.
enough people out there where they're going to win. And I don't think a deck that's teched against move is actually going to win. But that being said, it will beat move. So if you lose 2 times, during the 7 rounds of Swiss, you're out. So if you hit one of those opponents that's teched specifically against you, it's going to be a hard ladder to
It'll be a
climb.
tough one. Okay. Guess, how do you feel about that? Boogeyman move. And what is your pick for the top four?
I think we've had a lot of conversation, kind of appearing in the community talking about, is Boogeyman the true, is move the true boogeyman? And overall, I would actually say no. However, in this tournament with these players, knowing their histories, it is. And I want to make that really clear to the community too, because you're going to see a lot less people playing move on your average day of Marvel Snap than you're going to potentially see tomorrow in the Golden Gauntlet, because a lot of these, top tier upper echelon players, they're going into this with this very complicated deck. That's just something to expect because it is so insane. With that said, the players that can operate move are the ones that also know how to operate against the anti-move. They know how to play around Mercury.
Right.
And we saw that, I want to say it was with Sizer in the second qualifier, if I remember correctly. He took
Yeah.
it to the top 4, I believe, and did really well while Mercury was a 2-cost card. It's not that it can't be done. And I think that move ends up being actually something that still makes the top 4. However, I think the counter to it is not something you necessarily have to play for. I think it's all about, does the deck have Shadow King? I think it's less about Mercury. I think it's, can you throw your priority and can you Shadow King? That is how you beat move at this point in time. It's not about Mercury. It's not about Cosmo. It's about what deck will permit you to play Shadow King. I think no matter what, the winning deck has Shadow King.
I do.
Top
I agree
4,
with that.
you'll see multiple at that. So
Yep.
if a deck can shoot, and let me be clear, not Cerebro 4, but if a deck can afford to run Mercury and Shadow King, I think that those are the 2 most relevant tech cards right now, with move being the boogeyman. But I actually think the winning deck is probably going to be ongoing.
Wow.
I think
We did
go
see
back
ongoing
to
win.
qualifier
Yeah.
1,
Yeah.
where
yeah.
it is consistent and it can do stupid numbers that dodge Shadow King. That's how it wins.
Good call.
Ongoing. Wow. That's interesting. Okay. Ongoing to take it all.
Now, do you think
that's
ongoing
guessing.
does the Cannonball Mercury package?
No. I think it's true ongoing.
Yeah.
where it's-
Goliath,
I
Captain
think-
Carter, right?
Yeah, I think we see a little bit of, shenanigans that happen in play, sure with Mercury, but I don't think Cannonball makes that list. I think an ongoing list that's more likely to be a non-spectrum version of it, like an onslaught version or a anything that just runs straight ongoing power, I think you're going to see less Enchantress than you are going to see Shadow King.
Shadow
And because
King,
of
yeah.
that, I think as long as they dodge the matchup, I think that they'll be crown champion.
I've been running into some ongoing lists running Juggernaut.
I believe that.
That's
I
that's
can see that.
pretty
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah, yeah. That
It's
turn,
cheaper,
knock
so
it out the
makes
lane.
sense.
Yeah. I hope ongoing doesn't win. I hope move don't win either. I
So
don't
you're
wanna
like
see
me then.
destroy.
You're rooting for Discord, right?
Yes,
Discard.
I want discard to win 100%. Let's get the
don't know- I don't know
Conchus.
what wins it.
I would love to see a Hella. I would love to see a Hella win, to be honest. I would love to see it. Yes, I want to see that. I want to see a Hella come out and win.
I think Airship makes top numbers. It's one of the
Airship
decks
will top
in a ton
four?
of tech.
It's
I mean, I get it.
there's a
It
good
makes
argument
sense.
for it. I get it, but I just
Yeah,
don't know if
I get
it's. I don't know if
you're
it
gonna win
makes
with
it in this current world and meta, where the main tech cards are, Shadow King, and a lot of green power that comes from the Arishem deck in particular.
Yeah. I think Red Guardian might be a bit worse than Shadow King at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's what I feel. I think Shadow King is
Yeah.
great, but I think Red Guardian is going to be the problem because you can dodge the Shadow King. The Red Guardian hits that Madam Web or even any of your move cards. It's going to be a problem. So I don't know. It's going to be tricky. Models, how
Does
you
move-
feeling?
Does Move have a problem with Prio though?
Not really, because even if it moves, it goes first, even if you don't have Prio, which sucks. I remember back in the day it didn't work that way. But if they
No.
move, what are you saying? What are you asking?
That's not as much a thing anymore because a lot of the movement that people are doing are still on turn movement. For example,
Yeah, yeah,
Sparky is
yeah.
a big one, and
Right,
I
right.
really do think Fanfei is going to be in there for at least some people now. But if because the Move is a tempo deck in that like it really cares about sequence more than anything else. And Red Guardian is a great sequence disruptor. Heck, you could even
Yes.
move a move card, and that will ruin the movement. That will ruin a move deck, right? You can
Yeah.
just play
Polaris. Polaris.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
play a Polaris at the right
Yeah, yeah.
time,
You're
and you
right.
can crush a move deck, right? And those are all like those are all different ways to do it. And I worry, like I'm sure there are plenty of players who are gonna lose that sequence at some point because of the other move cards. Like I think there's going to be an offensive move deck that makes it pretty far because of that, right? The
So then
kind of
why don't-
like Scream, Craven, that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
So yeah, why don't we see a Scream deck that's gonna take it? Could that be funny?
Because Scream doesn't do well into everything else,
Yeah, it's not enough
right?
points.
Like Big Dumb Idiots eat Scream alive, and Big Dumb Idiots just got a big increase.
Yeah. 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 Okay, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. All right, so those are the decks ongoing. We think this card, Gunny says, whatever has the counter to the Boogeyman is going to take it. Funny enough, because before we were all about Victoria Hand, right? That was one point. We thought the end of turns, right? We thought that was going to do it too. Did not happen. So we always get surprised at these events. So I really can't wait to see what happens. But the next question I have for you guys for the Golden Gauntlet is, what card from the new season do you guys feel is going to be in the top 4 come Saturday?
Man, we're gonna talk
From
about
this
it.
week,
Yeah.
All of them.
We got like 4 of them. We had 4 of them drop, right?
Okay, maybe
So,
not all of them,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
2 or
so
3
it's-
at least. I think Spider-Punk goes in there in like a weird curveball somewhere. I think that there's some curveball deck that just takes Spider-Punk with it.
I think Spider-Punk just goes in the move now. It's a really good backup plan.
Is it?
I think so. I've been seeing it. Like I lost to it today. I was just
No
somebody
Luke
had like
Cage,
a 12
right?
power Spider-Punk.
No Luke Cage, right? Because I don't see a lot of
no
Luke
Luke Cage.
Cages, which is crazy. Yeah, exactly. He's been saying like you would think we see Luke Cage this season. No Luke Cage. So I hear you. Spider Punk could be
And
that
then
card.
We'll talk about it a little later, but if people are running enough Shadow King to disrupt the move stuff, then Man Spider's going to do really bad. But if not,
Yep.
that deck gets silly, like real silly.
Yeah, but it doesn't get priority, so Shadow King is not going to
It
be.
does not.
Yeah, Shadow King is not going to be it for it. So let's the people
I
running
think
Shadow
some people
King.
are going to try. I think some people are going to try to bring Man Spider.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Man Spider and Spider Punk for sure. We feel those two cards will be there. So no
In the
web
Swiss
sling and no
rounds,
superior.
yes,
In the Swiss rounds.
Oh, I'm talking about top four. Who's making top four?
none of them.
I think Spider Punk.
I think Man
Yeah, I'm
Spider
about
makes
to
it to
say.
top.
Thank you. Yo, me and Models on the same page today. Man Spider, I think, will make top four.
Nope. Tell you right now, the good players who know how to use priority, who are in this world final, they are definitely prepared for whether it's Shuri, whether it's any kind of green power, double up Man Spider shenanigans. Being able to make those reads is what got them here.
We'll
I
see,
think
though.
they know how to counter it.
We'll see. We'll see. We get some surprises, but Spider Punk might be there for sure because of the move, right? But
I think that Spider Punk is a good enough card as a disruption that like there's someone's gonna just like I like this card and like throw it in as a curveball.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
I see people play with it just by itself, right? Like not even have move cards to move it. Just hey, I got to move it one time, and I'm going to play it in my deck. So you're right. It could be that type of a card. But people just put it in there just to get that affliction and move on. So we'll see. I mean, I'll be pumped to see, but hey, it'd be good for second dinner to see that card do good and make top four. So they can say, hey guys, make sure you guys pick up that Spider Punk season pass this season. All right, so we got the top four figured out. We already said what card is going to show up there from the new season. We already feel what decks are going to win. Now, here's the tricky question. You ready for this one, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you guys feel out of all the players, the people who won, is going to make it back to the championship?
I think Roram and Honifer.
They make it back. Okay. Guess how you feeling?
Here, let's
If you don't remember the
do
name,
research.
just remember the decks. Yeah.
I think Sizer makes top cut with it because he's one of the better move pilots. And
Okay.
he did it when Mercury was cheaper. And I think he's still rocking move, and it's one of his strongest archetypes. So I think Sizer makes top cut with move if he submits it, which I'm pretty sure, knowing him, that he will.
You will. Wow. Models, how you feeling? Can't you?
I mean I want that discard. I want that discard back there, but I'll be totally honest. I remember nothing of these events at this point.
That's fine. No, as I said,
Because by the time we get to the top four, that's like when you guys have got to be on, like when you guys are doing production, and by that point I am like,
Ready to
I
go.
got nothing. I do think that like I'm waiting for the curveball. That's really what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that weird curveball of like everyone we expect to make it doesn't. Like all four,
Right.
like all three previous winners don't because of like
Right.
some ridiculous tech deck.
You ready
Yeah,
for
go
this?
ahead. Yeah,
I've got
let's hear it.
I've got like our points totals, which really don't mean a whole lot, but it does show placements that people made throughout our tournament series. Number
Okay.
one is Corvus Enjoyer, 503 points. Then we have Sizer,
Okay.
Honifer, and Madame Eva at 403 points each. So those are
Madame Eva,
folks
that's
that
right.
made multiple top 16s.
All right, guess did call Sizer. You did say Roram. And we are over here thinking somebody brand new makes that change. That'd be, yeah, listen, I'm pumped for it. I really do hope to see somebody brand new go and take it. But as long as it's exciting, that's all I care about. I'm pumped. I'm excited to see what goes down. If I had to pick one person that I know is in it, that I feel is the underdog, kind of, and I want to see them in the championship, both people, I'm going to say Tucker and Deadman Falcon. I would love to see those two go at it in the championship match. That would be nice to see. But
Yeah.
they got to make it. They got to fight through all those great players. So we'll see what happens and what goes down. But nonetheless, deck submissions they got pushed out an extra day for a special reason. Also, first time ever in Marvel Snap history, the OTAs weren't leaked, but they were given out days in advance. And that's
That happened
because
We did that once
Not
before.
this far. It happened like 24
No way.
hours early once.
yeah, I'm about to say yeah,
Like 3 days
yeah.
early.
3
Three
No way.
days after an OTA at that
Sure.
too.
No.
Like,
Yeah, facts. So, and that is the OTAs that happened this week. It was released days in advance, just so that the players who are building their Golden Gauntlet decks can know exactly what's going to happen right before they submit their decks. And we have those here for you guys to see right now. So, the wonderful changes that happen
Oh, Tech can't get the window open. He
in
said the word
Marvel
wonderful, guys.
Snap.
He can't figure it out,
Yeah, I
guys. He
know.
said wonderful.
I got it. No, I got it.
Everything's
Here it
wonderful
goes.
until it isn't. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's the truth. So this one right here took everybody for a spin when they saw it because they just read 3-7. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Debris 3-7, baby. Wait a minute. What you mean it only does on my location? What are you talking about? That's right. This is one of Gunny T's favorite cards, guys. If you guys didn't know, Gunny T is the master of Clog. And
I
now
love me some Clog.
and now, ooh wee, one of his favorite cards in that deck, now only puts rocks on your side. So Debris 3-3 to 3-7. Is this enough, guys, for Debris to become a 3-7? We'll start with the guests. First, Gunny, how do you feel?
I don't think it's enough. I don't think it sees play. All right, so I say that, right? I think it could possibly work with Merlin, but there's times where you're playing decks and you just got to tempo some crap out, and tempoing this out without knowing you have a way to unclog yourself feels so bad. That being said, playing a 3-7 on the last turn of the game isn't awful, and then your other spots don't matter. You have to have a reason for the rocks. So be that Strange Supreme or Merlin, you could possibly see it with that. Other than that, there's no real home for that. I don't even think it finds play in like a Shuri or a Sarah style deck where you're playing it as a 2-7 on the final turn of the game, right?
No Patriot love either, huh?
I don't think Patriot's just not good enough. Patriots numbers are just too low. I mean, look at the silly things people are doing. In that deck, you don't have room for tech in that style deck. So you're just making like 20 power in 3 lanes. That's awesome, but your opponents are doing wild stuff.
Okay. All right. Models, how you feel about Debris change?
Is there a new Debris change, weird, interesting, waiting to see a cook, came out at the wrong time for people to really cook with it. Meaning that it's like, this is one of those things where it's like, they've just given us a new card. There's some OTA changes that are literally, we've effectively given you a new card, but we're giving it to everyone at once. And now we already got 5 new cards. So I don't think that the people who brew are going to be brewing with this as much as they brew with the other stuff. So I feel like give it 3 weeks, and then we will see the craziness that this can do.
Okay. Yes.
It just reminds me of Rhino.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rhino's change. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. I think this card is very confusing right now. 3-7 sounds great, but it's just not enough stats to justify this version. You talk about the Merlin scenario of trying to get rid of the rocks. This card does not want to be played with Merlin, because when you're doing the extra spells to do X, Y, and Z, you're typically wanting to play, Werewolf by Night. And it's not that it won't make the board space happen. It's just the curve. Going Merlin into a 3 plus only 1 spell on turn 4 does not feel good to make all of these shenanigans happen. And even if you're just using it as exclusively Merlin fodder without a Werewolf by Night, I think that there are way more important setup plays that happen on turn 3 for a lot of Merlin decks, rather than just a 3-7 stat stick that now has Merlin targets. You're using your Merlin deck more often than not to get rid of stuff like the Hood. I'd rather get rid of the Hood any day over a rock, obviously. And I think that this version of Debris is in a weird home, because then I was like, okay, maybe you just throw it as a big card into something like Sauron. And then we go back and we think of the history of Sauron, where it didn't matter. You used to run Gladiator in it, and then we got Starbrand, and now you run Starbrand in it. And this is never competing with that, unless if you just don't have Starbrand and Gladiator. So I think this version of Debris is going to take some time, because all of the cards, minus Merlin for the most part, that work with removal of those rocks are 3 cost, right? You've got your Viper, you've got your Killmonger, You've got your Deathlock. Technically, you're looking at
Yep.
3 costs because of Merlin, of being a 2+1 to get rid of the thing. You know, it seems a little... I agree with models. It seems mistimed for us to learn what this card now is and where it fits as a 3-cost card in this meta, as a 3/7, I should say, in this meta, because you drop it down and you're cool with the rocks on your side because you screwed up your opponent. Now you don't get that. Now it's like, okay, I got a 3/7, and a real pain in the ass in the process. So I'm not as big of a fan of this change. I get why they did it, and I kind of agree, but I think the only world in which this card makes sense right now is Strange Supreme, and maybe some weird, cheeky, like Patriot, Khazar, Zoo typey stuff. I don't know, but
Marvel
those
Boy,
are really the
etc.
only ones that just feel like it's something that you could do with it, but do you want to?
Right.
I don't.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
your other half guest, Cam Best, was talking about this, and I think he made a good point that it's one of those things where having the 3/7 is going to work well in those decks that like don't care about losing the extra space on the board. And I think he's right, because like as a turn 6 play, it's going to be crazy in some decks.
Yeah, it feels good as a turn 6. I think the only other card that truly benefits from it is probably like Captain Carter, because then it's just one less thing you have to worry about in that lane. Because you play
that's
Captain
actually
Carter
beautiful.
lanes. You play Captain Carter to be not caring about the other front card more
Right.
often than not. So Captain Carter likes this, so maybe there's a Surfer build that just says, I don't mind, I'm going to put the Sebastian Shaw
Rocks.
in the rock lane with some other crazy stat thing, and then throw in a Captain Carter in the other lane and call it a day.
Right. It's possible. We'll see what happens. Like you said, it's the wrong time. People will cook with it once the time is right. And then we have Misery. Misery went from a 4/9 to a 4/8, so she got a nerf here. I know a lot of people have been using Misery just based on her stats, but she's been doing great in a lot of combo decks. So I get it. Let's nerf her. 1 point. She's still going to get play. Misery's still great to me anyway. I don't think this change really made a difference. Gunny, how you feel?
I think it's a free point of power to take off the card that doesn't take it away from any decks. One of the strongest things about Misery is just playing a 4/9 if you're off curve and not doing your thing is a pretty awesome thing to do. There's no reason for a card to have that high of stats. Like even 4/8 is pretty bonkers. Like think about the stuff you're doing with Misery. You're using it as a hood target to give you extra demons in your hand. You're not really using this to like the disadvantage. You're not playing this in decks where there's a real disadvantage to it. So a card that can be freely played as just a 4/9 because those are awesome stats is pretty wild, and 4/8 is still pretty wild. I would like to point out this is one of the first times that SD Second Dinner has pointed out like high levels of play, like they're nerfing this because of high levels of play. Mm-hmm. They generally make their decisions based on the wider player base. And honestly, they've done this lots of times, right? Where they'll add a point of power to something just to go, hey, look at me. Hey, look at me.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that later. There's a card on this list that they did that too.
That's it. I don't really have much to say about it. It's a free point of power to take off the card.
Models, how you feel? The same way?
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me that I should be playing something with Misery, but like milling just doesn't seem strong enough in this day and age, because most of the decks are like combo decks that have been given enough pieces at this point where they work even if you pull away half their deck.
Okay. Guess, how you feeling? Same way?
When they buffed this card 4 months ago, I remember the creator chat specifically, with us seeing the OTA and went, what the hell are you all thinking? Okay. And in that OTA, they specifically said that it back then, it had middling numbers, and I quote. And I think the rise in content focused around Victoria Hand, absolutely had a hand in seeing Misery's increase because of the hood. And I oddly think that Misery actually may have caught a stray here. I don't think Misery actually deserved to be nerfed. I think that the hood deserves to be nerfed. And
Why?
because right now the hood is probably one of the strongest one-cost cards in the game, because there are so many ways to deal with the hood, specifically because of the Misery combo. Misery in any other shell is mediocre. Like, you're not playing Maria Hill Misery willingly. You know, sure, you might get a Mirage in extra time, okay, but you still had to invest higher into that. I think that this was not the solve to decreasing the play of Misery. I think making the hood a non-destructible card is the actual solve. I think that the hood should have added to it the ongoing text of Colossus. You cannot destroy this. So you have to banish it, or you have to Viper it, basically, and that's it. That fixes
That would
a
suck
lot.
because it does fire here too, right? Jeez.
Exactly.
That'd
Think
be
of how many demons you've dealt with.
Yeah,
Not just
no,
on
you're
your
right.
personal time, but dealing with Misery here.
Obligatory
correct.
pause.
Yes.
Yep. I'm with you. Damn. Cannot be destroyed. That'd be interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Then we have the Cosmic Ghost Rider, which got a nerf as well. Going from 5/7 to 5/6. I mean,
Good.
this card is very powerful. It does the job very well. So it going to 5/6, I don't think it's still gonna get any difference. Everybody's still gonna play this card. So Gunny feels is good and it was needed. Models, you feel the same way?
I don't know, man. Like, I like that this tech is coming in line. I am sad that, like, I am confused by what the hell is going on with tech. Like, I don't
say
don't
that
get it.
week to week before the podcast, though, man. I just get used
That's
to it.
Yeah.
funny. Wrong tech.
Fair enough.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's,
that's
actually a topic that I would like to dive into just a little bit. So I think right now we're in a weird place with Second Dinner, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to find the breaking point of tech, and we will get there. There's going to be a point in time where tech is not good enough, and they want to find that because then they want to bump it back up to where it's just good enough. Because before tech, the tech cards were too good. They limited gameplay. They, kind of made some games feel bad.
Yeah.
So we will get to a point where tech is not good enough and it's all ships passing in the night. I don't think we're there yet, but we will get there. And then don't worry, once that happens, they'll bump some things back up to find that right, they want it right above the line.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, that's fair. Guess how you feel about it?
I'm less surprised about Cosmic Ghost Rider losing a point of power. I'm more surprised about the text inside of the OTA itself regarding it, which is the sentence that at the very end, which says, "We'll continue to keep an eye on Enchantress as well as look for," because English, "opportunities to buff other 5-cost cards." I saw that and was like, wait a minute. They don't think 5/8 Enchantress is good enough, possibly? We might see 5/9 Enchantress?
I get it. Nobody's playing Enchantress because they were playing Cosmic Ghost Rider. She did the job. Listen, she does a job for a whole lane. But in most cases, unless they're playing that crazy ongoing with Onslaught, Iron Man, etc., they're not filling their lanes with the ongoing cards. Cosmic Ghost Rider put a shutdown to all those plays, especially those everything, not just ongoing, right? End of turn, the demons, the misery stuff. I mean,
Right.
I get it. So if you had to pick one, you pick Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Well, yeah,
But now
because it was a 1-point difference then. Now it's a 2-point difference. I think that organically changes you needing to make a very specific meta decision rather than, it's just 1 point. It's just 2 points is a very different conversation for a 5-cost card. one point you can justify because many of the 5/7s, 5/8s, they could alternate the numbers 7 and 8 on it, and the card is still going to operate the same way. Look at what happened to Cannonball. They had to shave Cannonball tremendously
Black Bolt
to
too.
finally see that decrease, and that's what they just did to Cosmic Ghost Rider too. I think that Enchantress getting a buff to 5/9 would actually be unnecessary.
Good. Unnecessary, I think, yeah, but then people will play it more. Just because, right? Just because. Speaking of 5/9s, we got Vision, guys. Yeah, they should have been buff row. Vision goes from a 5/8 to a 5/9. As we spoke about earlier, right? That extra point to make people want to play the cards. But who's not playing Vision?
I was gonna
I'm
say,
confused.
is it just that
Yeah,
there's
go
an abundance of this? Because this one baffled me when I saw it. Because is it just that there's an abundance of move cards, and they're just like, hey, don't forget, those of you who are watching these videos and like not necessarily having all the new cards, you still have other movers to make up the difference in the deck. Because Vision's an early series card, right? Or is it just a
Yes.
series 3?
Series
Is that what
1.
it is? So then it's not. So it's nothing to do with the season. It's just to do with the fact that like we want to buff Series 1 because we raised the ceiling when we did the Shang change, and this is slowly but surely cascading it down.
I think you're on the right path, but you took a wrong turn at the very end there. I think that buffing
Sounds
this
like me
as an
following
earlier-
directions.
Yeah, it's just blame Albuquerque. it's a card that has not had a change in years. Power creep is a real thing, and as of right now, it's a card that once you enter Series 3 for the very first time, you very rarely want to play this card. And it's a legendary character, and it's something that they want relevant in some capacity. You look at Iron Man, and Iron Man, you get it on day one, literally, of playing the game, and he's still in current decks that are winning tournaments for people collection level 60, 70,000 or whatever. Doesn't matter. It's still a great card. Not all cards need to be good, but sometimes they recognize an opportunity in regards to a card, and they identified that when they redid Spider-Man, because Spider-Man has such a positive legacy, and then it used to have a very negative legacy within this game, and that's not the reputation that they wanted for it. So buffing Vision is more about a combination of take a character that people know and make it a little bit more popular in conjunction with power creep.
Fair enough. Okay. Gunny, you feel good about Vision?
I think it's just nothing.
Still
Honestly,
not get played.
Rephrasing it in the context of what Guest just said, I actually feel good about it. I think it's important that like new players should not be, priced out of the
Handicapped?
game. It's a digital game.
Yeah.
Like we can increase the value of the cards. We can errata our cards, and that's exactly what this is. This is like hey, we're going to boost a card everyone has because everyone should be able to play.
I think we could just probably continue that same thought process for like the 3 cards here. Like they're all just cards that aren't really played that much.
Before we get into those other 2 cards, I want to stay on top of this topic because you guys are absolutely correct. I'm wearing this hat for a reason, and I feel the same exact way when it comes to this card. All right.
Yeah.
Why is this card not getting buffed? Vision gets more power. This is okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm done. First Ghost Rider, you're right, Gunny. First Ghost Rider and M'Baku both get some love because nobody is playing these cards. First Ghost Rider, I'm sorry for you. Even at 2/7, I don't know. I don't think anybody's playing that card still. M'Baku gets into Cerebral 3. Congratulations. I'm happy for that card. What do you guys think? How you feel about the First Ghost Rider and M'Baku?
I'm
Yay.
annoyed at first Ghost Rider. Because, like, when it came out, it came out at a time when, like, Discard wasn't getting new toys. I was like, oh, fun, there's some interesting stuff. Or, like, the fact that they capped it at 0 so it doesn't work with goblins is just...
Right. So bad.
That is a chutzpah, man. That is a chutzpah. There's no other word for it. It's like, you gave us a card that seems prone to shenanigans, and you stopped all the shenanigans. Like, even Khonshu, when he came in, was... Sorry, not Khonshu, the 7 Dormammu, even when like Dormammu came in and he was working with discard for 2 days, people just got to have
Yeah.
fun until they right and like
Till they fix it.
the first Ghost Rider they fixed before they even let us have like give me 48 hours with this card being stupid.
Fair enough.
And this just reminds me of that frustration because like 7 and 6 is not the problem. It's going to be what? It's going to be a 2/2 or 2/3 by the time I put it down. Like
Right.
most cards it's hitting in my decks that it goes in are 3 or 4, right? Like it's not hitting. Maybe it hits a what? Because the problem with this is that Colleen Wing exists, right?
Yes, because she.
Colleen,
Is
who's
that
a
the problem though?
she's a lower series, and she's a more reliable card. I mean, it's not the problem with it. It's just like it's I'd rather play Colleen than this.
I don't know.
You need to change
I don't
it.
know anymore. I think I want to play this more. Because now, more often than not, the card that Colleen is hitting is 3 power or less. So there's
No,
typically
Swarm.
a lot more upside. If you're doing a
No.
swarm build, I mean, that's what you're hitting. You're hitting the Meek, you're hitting the, you're tossing out your Collector, or you're hitting
You're
your
forgetting
Swarm.
you're forgetting about last turn plays with like hitting your Apocalypse or something.
that's a thing. Colleen works as a last turn play where you have like a put down
Yep.
whatever, like dump your hand, right? Sometimes in discard, last turn is dump your hand, and dump your
Right.
hand and do one final discard to my Swarm at that
That's gonna
point
be a
has
problem.
been 18. Swarm is comfortably
yeah.
12, 18 there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
No, you're right. Apocalypse.
No, I mean Swarm. Sorry, not Swarm.
Really?
Scorn. Sorry,
Scoring.
Yeah.
There we
Yes.
go. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gotten Scorn, and I've got like Scorn buffing up to 10, 12, 14 is reasonable. I've done it way
Yes.
too many times.
Yeah.
And like what?
Fair.
Then I'm putting either I'm putting -14 on the board, or I put Scorn down, which often like the same way you play that last turn Deadpool. But then what? So then my Dracula gets a 7, gets +7 instead of +6. Like
I think the problem with this card is it wants to be in a deck built to discard something like Gore or discard Iron Man. So you're thinking like Hela or something like that. But honestly, right now, Hela does not have the points to match the crazy things people are doing. It doesn't play the tech that can fight against it.
and it also has a really easy tech that shuts it down.
Right.
So I just think there's an issue with there's just no home for this deck right now, or for this card.
Fair enough. Umbaku, how you guys feel about that change?
As much as we've wanted it, I think then they need to buff Makari to 3/4. Because Cerebro 3 having 2 free cards is kind of weird.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
I forgot about Cerebro 3.
Yeah.
I forgot about Cerebro. Oh
You despise
no. Okay, can we immediately revert this now that Cerebro? Come on.
I mean, it wasn't getting
2
played in
free
C2.
cards. Yeah, but
Is
you
that
never
because
had
C2
Makari
feels
as a 3/2 to join it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think this makes C3.
What? Why not? So
Well,
free
I
card to
know.
pop out.
Telling you,
Yeah, I mean, if it's not
somebody
in
like
your
U
hand,
plus plus or Dexter play this with M'Baku in it now. Yeah,
it
It's
jumps.
your-
It jumps
your
from your
opinion will
deck.
change.
It has to be in
Right.
your deck.
Right.
Yes. But it's also a one cost if you need to play it outright.
Final turn
In a Cerebro.
randomly
Right.
on
That's what
curve,
I'm saying.
whatever.
Yes.
Still a 1/3.
Correct.
It's still.
Yes.
I think this is a way astronomically better card that actually gets kind of a lot more play in any shell right now, just because it's a 1/3, and
Right.
it could be a free 1/3. Worst case scenario.
Correct the Mundo.
You've got me thinking though, because for some reason my brain just went, wait a minute, maybe there's some kind of weird shenanigans with like the first Ghost Rider, like and like a unique discard package where we used to see a lot of like Moon Knight, Black Bolt, Stature, the 5+1 decks. Maybe there's something in there that also has like an anti-venom package with Luke Cage, because I can't not see 2-7 and think there's got to be something there.
Yeah, maybe.
You
So
could
what are you
put it
talking
in
about? So what?
Nightmare deck.
A
Have Nightmare at
deck
it.
loves this, yeah.
Right?
That's true. Nightmare likes this, but
And debris. Put the 3/7 debris and the 2/7 Ghost Rider in a
Cerebro
in a
7, here
Nightmare
we
deck.
come. Bring it
Stop,
on.
no, stop. Stop. Stop right now.
Get my sword
There you go.
master. Let's go.
Oh, there it is.
all right, fan
Oh,
fay.
man. Yes, Fan Fade goes from a 4/7 to a 4/4. Now, before it was activate, move your other cards here to the right. Now, it's activate your other cards here, get +1 power, and move them to the right. So this is a buff nerf or a whole rework, how we want to word it. Fan Fade goes down in power, but she gives that power back to those cards in the lane, especially if 3 of them there, and then move it to the right. So Fan Fade being able to do this, as you guys mentioned earlier, especially you models, that this might be one of the top 4 decks. How do you guys feel about Fan Fade? Gunny, go ahead. I'll let you go first.
I don't think it's good enough. I think that package is too tight, and the activates that you're currently running can be played with other cards. It's very difficult to play this and something else that you like want to move. For instance, play like a Sparky and a Dagger on turn 4, or on turn 5 play a Madam Web and a Human Torch or something, right? That turn 4 is pretty. I don't think you can afford to just have a 4/4 activate that unfortunately is only good on turn 4 and 5. If you play it after that, it does nothing. I don't
Okay.
think it's good enough to make the deck. The deck's too tight right now.
All right, models, how you feeling?
I think that the thing that this changes is it means that you're not really competing in the fan fay lane anymore, right? Because 3/7 could compete in a lot of contexts, which honestly I don't think this meta is one of those contexts. But like 3/4, everything goes over the head of most of it by accident. Like I don't even have to. Sorry, 4/4.
4/4.
Yeah, but power 4 power, we're going over the head. We're going the head of that over the head of that pretty easily. I think that the +1 power though is it. Snap is a math lesson in the difference between linear and exponential growth. Like that is what this current meta is.
That's
in
truth.
right? Like there's a massive difference between Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And that's what this does, right? This is like, hey, I get to like add one more point, but I get to add one more point that, Gunny, to your point, yeah, we can only do our moves on turns 5 and 6, but we're at the point where you can do like 7 moves on turn 6,
Yeah.
right? You can put a Human Torch, you can play this on 4, Human Torch and Madam Web on turn 5, have a Sparky from previous, and then just go off on turn 6 and dump Snap Judgment Sky
Human Torch or Tribunal, Living Tribunal.
Tribunal, and then just dump a
Right.
Tribunal, right? For starters,
Yep.
like this,
Yeah.
having another activate move is a big deal, and another activate move that gives you the +1 is just chaos inducing because it's not +1, it's +1
3.
multiply. It's
And
not
then when the
+3.
move.
It's
that's true.
1 times 2 for every additional move, right? Exponential growth.
Yes, absolutely right. No, I'm with you. Guess how you feeling?
As someone who, when Sparky released, really started to experiment with Joe Costa move, I can say that Fan Fay is a lot more interesting in only that deck. That is it. Outside of a Joe Costa combo move deck, this is a huge nerf. And I'm for the exact same reasons that Model said, which is, look, if you get it to do the thing, that's great, but you're really hard throwing a lane, especially if you drop this on turn 5. It's a really, really tough piece to make justified, unless if you hit it perfectly on curve, which you will technically in 50% of your games. So when you don't have it, now it's just a brick in your hand. And combo move, which we've talked about it extensively here on this podcast, that for me, move wants small cards. You want the little cards to do the big thing repeatedly. And I get the flavor piece that they're doing here, but this is a change that no one asked for or needed. And only, for the most part, will benefit only one card, and that's Human Torch. However, Joe Costa move is something I will try with this. If it works, great. If it doesn't, that's it. Then it's just back to collecting dust.
Wow.
Now,
we
with-
can't just
with
say fan phase the backup card? Jeez.
No,
We're gonna go.
not at all.
You got anything to add, Tech, before we go to Hydra Stomper? Because I have something to go with Fan
No.
Fate and Hydra Stomper.
No, go ahead. Just do what you think.
All right, yeah. So Hydra Stomper is going from 3/2 to 3/3. Just a little point of buff there. But one thing I do want to mention here is if we do see a small movers package with like the Hydra Stomper, basically kind of Cougars style deck, but playing things like Spider Punk, Fan Fate could actually do some work in that deck. I think getting some of those, like putting that in a lane with Craven, and you have your Spider Punk on that. Being able to move all those cards, get a whole bunch of procs for your Hydra Stomper and your Craven, and then turn 6 using your Heimdall to move a different direction. I could see that working quite a bit. That is a home I think
Okay.
Fan Fate possibly find, because that deck is a mid-range deck. It does care about small numbers like that. It's not doing exponential growth like the like a Human Torch deck is. It's trying to spread out its numbers and just do funky things and make your opponent guess where they're going to have to put their power on the last turn of the game.
Disagree. And I think it's because you're missing a major point about Fanfei Heimdall, which is by turn 4, if Fanfei drops down, you and your opponent both know which lanes you're competing for.
That's very true. I mean, I don't know. Right? So turn 6, you move all your cards to the right, to the far right lane, say. And then turn 6, am I keeping my 30 points of power there? Am I going to move just my Spider Punk out of there? Am I going to Heimdall and move all that stuff to a different direction? I think it could do work.
Yeah. It all depends. You're right. Because when it comes to move, you can't really be predictable. It's just anything can happen at that point. But Hydra Stomper going to a 3/3, I mean, yes, why not? I mean, people are still playing Hydra Stomper anyway, but now this extra point does help. I just feel, to be honest, we should have given extra points instead of to Hydra Stomper or even the Vision, and give them both to Jeff. I think Jeff needs some love. Jeff is a great move card. Why nobody's playing Jeff? But it is what it is. Miles, how you feel
Are you
about
saying
Hydra
2/5,
Stomper?
Jeff?
Yes.
I don't even know if that's good enough to see play right now. I mean, that's wild to think of in my head.
Yeah.
Really, you think 2/5 still won't get any love?
2-5 will get live, but 2-4 you debate.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I mean, it's
2/5
wild,
that
it's
can
wild in my head to
move?
think
Yeah.
that there would be decks that are still like, yeah, 2/5 is still not good enough.
Oh,
Because Jeff used to be everywhere, right? It was in every single
Yes.
deck.
that's what I'm saying.
I like the card. I have a great little variant of this one, but move scares me right now. There's too much going on and it's way too complex, so I haven't really been playing it. What I need Gunny to show me the dumb move deck. Like the deck the deck that has like that needs 3 moves, requires half the thing, and is the equivalent of the Big Dumb Idiots deck.
Wow.
I think that's
I
the-
feel like that deck has Hydra Stomper in it.
The dumb version is honestly the Tribunal version, because legitimately, I feel like you just play some cards, throw your hands up in the air, and say, I don't know, some shit's gonna happen.
Yeah, fair.
I'm telling, like with Zorn and Hercules, I think you just kind of did. I make enough numbers turn 5. Okay, turn 6, I play Tribunal.
Right. All right, I mean, there you go. It's a nice list for you there.
All right.
Guess how you
I
feel.
I will build it and report back.
I think it's funny that they're just bringing to light here. Let's buff the card that was the linchpin of what won the last Golden Gauntlet.
That won the last
The-
Golden Gauntlet.
The
Yeah.
visual on that is just hysterical to me. But outside of that very specific pocket meta moment in the competitive scene, Hydra Stomper's a mediocre deck, so I 100% understand them doing this.
Right.
Right. You know, I don't think it moves the needle on the card in the scope of everything competitive, you know, for Marvel Snap. I think it's just like, okay, that's great. Meh. I don't see it moving the needle, but there's something way more interesting that as we're live, well, not live, as we're recording, I should say, this podcast, there's another piece of major Marvel Snap news that just dropped.
Oh boy.
Oh, I don't know what this
Literally,
is.
like, I don't think the three of you have seen this, because I'm seeing it literally starting to, you know, be talked about in the community. So I think it's important we talk about it here.
Yes, please.
Congratulations to Tucker, who just announced he's having a second child.
Oh wow, that's what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
buddy.
Bishatu,
Maybe number
Boy.
2. Oh, and is you ready for that? Because oh my
I don't know.
gosh,
He doesn't have to be ready because it's happening. So, you know, just,
it's happening.
go for it,
Jesus,
man.
Louise.
Is that Irish twins for him? Pretty damn close.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you're
pretty
right.
close.
Yeah,
It's pretty
you're right.
close.
Jeez.
Being a good time, everyone be happy and healthy.
Yes.
Agreed. Totally agree with that. That's what's up, Tucker. Congratulations, buddy. Make sure you guys congratulate Tucker on his second on the way. All right. So, speaking of second things on the way, let's go ahead and dive into the wonderful new season of Marvel Snap and the Season Pass card, Spider-Punk. So, Spider-Punk, as you guys have been hearing throughout the entire podcast, this card is, you can move this once, and then when this moves to a location, steal 2 power from your highest power enemy card here. Unlike Spider-Man 2099, you can move this card as much as you want. It will do the thing it needs to do, which is steal the 2 power. This card does get to big numbers. We thought we'd see some Luke Cage, but we haven't. Nonetheless, it being a 3/3, how you guys feel about this card? The rankings go plastic, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, gunny.
I would like to
Spider-Punk.
formally call bullshit. That is not what the
On?
rankings do, because you guys
Okay.
have like a whole secondary set of rankings that you never mention when you bring somebody on.
Double gold.
There's
Which
a
is
double
what, double-
plastic, semi-platinum, chromium,
Yes.
unobtainium.
It's just like
don't-
Starbucks.
Just
You know, you have this.
double.
You have
just
this.
double.
this-
It's like plus,
no, no.
okay?
No, it's
This
like
thing
hold on, hold on, no,
platinum
no.
plus.
Just like,
just
but guess.
double it
It's
up.
like Starbucks. We have a hidden,
You know,
menu
in
for you. Don't worry about
I'm
it.
just gonna start rating these as programming languages instead, just to get back at you.
That's fine.
Sorry, Gunny, go ahead.
I think
Oh,
Spider-Punk
man.
is a fantastic card. It is so cool.
Okay.
I don't think its time to shine is right now. Honestly, it's just being completely overshadowed by Human Torch being at over 100 power. But I'm already formulating in my head, like, can you put half a deck together of a move package with, some of the small move stuff, and fill the other half with good tech pieces? Because I think we're getting pretty close. Spider-Punk can easily get up. I mean, if you're dedicated to it, right? If you're moving it with some other things, it can get up to, double digits sometimes.
Okay. So
Yeah, I
what's
think it's-
your ranking?
Right now, because it's not time to shine, it's a gold card. Maybe I'll even
Okay.
go. Yeah, I'll go double gold, but not quite platinum
Love
right
it.
now. I do think there will be a point in time though where it is.
Go platinum. Okay. Models, how you feeling? Got double gold from Gunny.
Yeah, I think Gunny's about right. I thought you were gonna say not tech, but I thought you were gonna say like if there's a toxic move deck lying around.
I don't think toxic moves where it's at, because I think it's a mid-range deck. The Little Movers package is a mid-range deck. So to deal with the cards people are using that are just way too much, you need tech to close that gap.
Unless this is just honestly, this might just be a reach for toxic. Like I think that's how I would use it. It doesn't get it nearly as big, but it
Right,
does
but
give
it
it
still
some.
does the damage.
Yeah, it still does some damage, and I like it. It's fun. I got the Brett Bean variant, which is it feels like Spider-Punk was made for Brett Bean's art style.
You just got me
yeah.
thinking about You got me thinking about Toxic a little bit. So one thing that will happen when you are playing Toxic is people will avoid lanes where you played, say, like a Diamondback or something, right? So what if you have Spider-Punk in there doing its thing, and you support it a little bit with like maybe a Ghost Spider and a Web Sling, but then offhand you're also using those cards to reposition a Man Thing, or your Diamondback.
Move is one of the ways to remove telegraphing. And a lot of decks suffer from telegraphing. But I like Spider-Punk. I'm going to give it that same gold and a half.
Double
or
gold?
whatever you called it. Yeah.
Okay, gold and a half. Guess what you got for it?
I think that we are all very enamored by this card in Move, but that's not its final home. I think that over time, the train that you're talking about, Affliction, is the final home for Spider-Punk, because right now, this fits in that deck, sure. And Move, though complicated, what's going to happen is by the end of the week, I'm not even going to say the month, by the end of the week, people will see the stats pre-infinite of Spider-Punk in Move and go, that's not good. I'm not playing that, or I'm not playing that there. And then they'll come to realize that Spider-Punk's best deck, hands down, is Affliction. It's how it's meant to be. And the Web Sling call is a huge piece to that, because I think Web Sling is probably better than Spider-Punk and people just don't know it yet. But Spider-Punk, like right now, I look at that in Move and I go, why wouldn't I just want to play Sage instead?
That's fair. Okay. I'm going to say, did you give it a go? Did you give it a rating?
It's a gold.
Okay, fair enough. I like the card too. I think it's a good card. I think everybody has the right mind where it's going to go, how it's playing out. And I'm going to say, because it does the cool things and the animations are flawless, and as you mentioned, that variant is off the chain, this definitely gets a double gold for me. Then we have next on the list, the card I felt was going to be better than that other card from the beginning. As the minute I saw this card, I said, yeah, this is going to be the card to get. And we have Man Spider, guys. Now, this card's a 5/1 on reveal merge. The last card you played into this. When this merges, double its power. That second part, interesting. Not the one time it merges. You can merge this card multiple times with multiple merge cards, and it will double the power. That is very bananas. Gunny, Man Thing.
This card
Sorry,
is so silly.
Man Spider.
All right, so Man Spider I think is a solid platinum for me. Not quite up to or sorry, not what is after gold? Platinum, right? Yeah, it's not a diamond tier. It's not diamond tier. Because it doesn't go everywhere, right? And it is counterable. That being said, like this deck makes silly numbers. I'm up to rank 99 right now, almost at a infinite, pretty much on the back of Man Spider. My favorite thing about it, and we'll get to it because I'm going to talk about the deck later, but when people will just tell you, people will tell you when you're going to lose, right? They'll just snap you and you're like, okay, I retreat. But if they don't do that, then you just win. It's crazy.
Okay, so what you give? Oh, you said the double platinum.
Yeah, I think solid platinum. Maybe double platinum. I don't know. This card's bonkers.
All right.
People, there is you can counter it. It's counterable by Shang-Chi and Shadow King. But if they don't have that counter, they kind of just lose.
They lose. Models, how you feeling?
I'm a gunny. This one is, it goes in like I was saying, Gunny showed me that deck, and it's the new Big Dumb Idiots for me. It's like requires a little bit of logic, but it's also very obvious what's going to happen. And I have to be playing against a really smart opponent who is aware of like what to do, not just to actually be roped in. Otherwise, I'm walking away with a really high cube equity and with just a fun, stupid card. This is one of those cards that makes giant numbers.
Yes, big deck energy. Guess how you feeling? Oh wait, what did you give? Oh, same thing as Gunny. Okay, guess.
Whatever the C++ version is. I don't know.
C++. Okay, I got you.
So last season I did not hit Infinite. I tried. We had, and you guys know, I mostly play while on stream, and I always try all the new cards every week, and I try to focus most of my content about building with the new cards and playing those decks. Last season, I did not hit Infinite. I hit Infinite this season in 24 hours. And the first climb, the 70s through the 80s, was due to Spider-Punk. And then kind of was messing around with a bunch of extra stuff once we got into the 90s. I started to fall and hit 8. I got to 93, fell to 89, and then started playing the good decks, which are also known nowadays as Man-Spider decks.
Oh my god!
I then
silly.
proceeded in the 90s to rock an 83% win rate straight from 89 all the way back up into Infinite. And Man-Spider is just no joke.
Nope.
The two shells that worked the best, I'll showcase the deck that hit Infinite, which is a variation on Big Dumb Idiots, but Fox created this amazing Victoria hand build with Man-Spider, and it was so smooth. It was a unique take, being able to utilize power and move it around on the final turn or on turn 5. I've really, really enjoyed that deck, and that one alone had, I think, an 80% win rate in and of itself. So it's a crazy strong card, so much so that I think it becomes a 5-1 eventually, at least, because
I
the multiple
don't think it
merge
could do it.
scenario is crazy.
I don't think they could do that.
I think they do. Even if it goes into negative, I think that's fine because negative is ongoing. But I think that this is just too strong right now. It might get taskmastered. It might become a 6 cost. Like it is.
Yeah, I think
it
6-1 is fine.
It is over 2.
Yeah.
Right now.
6-1,
It
I
is
think you have to go.
absolutely tuned.
It is wild.
Yeah. Because to me, I feel we make it anything 0 or less, it's definitely gonna be a Jane Foster card, and they don't want that anymore, right? I'm sure that's why this got a 1, so that it didn't work with Jane Foster. So making it a 6-1, I'll be 1000% on board for that. Negative
I think it's-
anything, I'll be too scared.
I think a 6-1
It'd be
might
too
destroy
powerful.
it.
I don't think
not
so.
at all. No. I think we
Not-
see the run.
no.
Do you remember the
No.
negative, non-negative deck, where it was like you're
Right.
building a Mr. Negative deck with
Age
Esme
and all that.
Cuckoo and that
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of stuff,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
no
There you
Mr.
go.
Negative in it.
Sure.
This
Right.
goes in
There you
that
go.
deck and just breaks
Yep.
everything.
correct. So what you giving it?
It is a diamond. It gets my diamond
Oh,
rating.
diamond card. There you go. I'm with you on that one, buddy. Diamond all the way. This card is it.
Yeah.
I said it when I first saw the trailer. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
And we're going to
It's-
showcase those decks now because
Yeah.
why not?
Ugh.
We'll start off with Gunny T's list, and then guess you go into your list, and then, of course, I'll show mine, and we could talk about all of it afterwards, and any other cards after that. But yeah, no, this card needs to get the diamondest pick. I mean, it was close enough for you guys. You guys both said double platinum, so why not go ahead and?
I
give
think it
all?
doesn't hit diamond for me because it doesn't go everywhere, and if you want to beat it, you can.
But
Diamond cards-
But that's true of every card.
I don't.
Right, about to say yes. About to say diamond cards. Some diamond cards don't go everywhere either, but it does the thing it needs to do and do it very well to help you win those cubes and those matches. So, I mean, let's see. Here's your list here, Gunny.
I
That
think it
has
brings
agony.
life.
Yeah, this list
Yeah.
comes. I think pretty much everybody made the same list with slight tweaks to it. Not obviously you
Yeah.
talked about Victoria Hand, but this list isn't like this most original thing ever. It's actually from my boy DJ on Discord. DJ, hold on.
All right, let me just list out the cards so the people who are listening can actually understand and follow. So we have DJ's list here. We have Agony, Ravona, Hulkbuster, Penny Parker, Magic, Luna Snow, the Abs Man, Symbiote Spider-Man, Man Spider, Black Panther, Arnenzola, and the Taskmaster.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really all about getting your Man Spider down and hopefully doubling it up. You can easily get this card out on turn 4 pretty reasonably with either Luna Snow or Penny Parker, and it's wild. The deck makes crazy numbers. I'm talking easily in 200-300 range, and then don't even get me started if we have a lane that just does extra things. Like I had one that was over 2,000. And the crazy thing about this list right now is it goes over the top of all of the other non-interactive combo decks. It goes over the top of Negative. It goes over the top of Destroy. It goes over the top of Human Torch.
Cerebro.
It goes over the top of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to worry about tech, right? But like I had mentioned before, is like you just go, like somebody will snap you on turn 5, and you're like, oh, you have something else. You have a Juggernaut. You have whatever. You have a Shadow King, and then you just run away. But this deck just makes wild numbers, and having the backup plan of Arnim Zola with Black Panther is crazy. I do want to point out a couple of things here, because I was the receiving end of losing some major cubes whenever I played my huge Man Spider. So I played Man Spider out on turn 4, like had it boosted up because of Agony, all kinds of stuff, and then I played an Absorbing Man and made like a 300 power Man Spider, like perfect. I'm gonna put 600 power or more into 2 other lanes with using Arnim Zola, and somehow I don't know how this works out, but whenever you do that, Man Spider will eat the other Man Spider. So you just have one lane with like 2,000 power in it.
Really?
So this is the conversation I had with Lauren Whatevs on day 1, and
Oh,
she
that
was
didn't
explaining
happen
this
with
to
me, though.
She was explaining
hear
this to
this.
me, and I didn't fully understand it. But if you watch the magnificent video with Lauren Whatevs in it, the way it goes is Man Spider keeps merging with the most recent card.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you don't destroy a card in the middle of that sequence,
Okay.
then
that
Man
makes more
Spider
sense
keeps
now.
merging with himself. Guest can go into more depth on this.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I had the same thing happen, when we were showcasing it on stream, and we were seeing what the scenario is that creates that to make that happen. And there is a scenario where you can have it not happen, and that's specifically Symbiote Spider-Man, because it's merging with the 4 that was just played beforehand that no longer exists. And when you do it that way with the activate and the timing of all of it, you can get the 2 Man Spiders to not absorb each other in. Glenn also talked about it on X. I'll send you the doc afterwards too, where he talks about it to help explain when it's doing the targeting, because when the card is created, sure, it's looking for that last card that went down, and created and played are often, synonymous when it comes to the programming of the game, rather than just the text of, did it come out of my hand and get played down? Because I know it makes you think of other combinations like, well, why didn't it do it like this? Why didn't it target here? It's, I get that, because I was just as confused as well. And then I had a situation where I was going to say, okay, here's why you don't do the Arnim Zola situation. I did the Arnim Zola, and then it didn't do it. And we were like, wait, what the hell? Chat lied to me. What the hell? God damn it, destructive. No. And then everybody else was like, wait, no, you did the one combination that creates that to not happen. And then we talked about it through stream. I was like, oh, okay. But
so
rule of
specifically,
thumb,
you're telling
generally
you have to have a Symbiote Spider-Man down, play your Man Spider, then merge it with a Symbiote Spider-Man before you Taskmaster it, or before you Arnim Zola it?
basically.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because I've played my games with it. I've never had that issue. But my play lines are a bit different. So,
Right.
Okay.
Gunny, you finish with your deck?
Yeah, I think so. One more thing I want to point out that is not obvious to anybody who hasn't played a Man Spider yet is the fact that when it merges, it doubles. So it doesn't, like, the text of the card doesn't read that it, when you play a Hulkbuster on it, it then doubles again.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, the
wanna
same
talk
thing
about
does
that
not
for a
happen.
second.
The same thing does not happen
Yeah.
to Black Panther when you play a Hulkbuster on it.
I
And
kind of
it
want to
shouldn't,
talk about that
because
for a
it's
second.
not in the text. It
Right.
shouldn't. The
'Cause
only
there's-
time it does that is because look at the text of Symbiote Spider-Man, for example. That's the thing that absolutely screwed up all of our mindsets. In the text of Symbiote Spider-Man, it specifically says copy its text like it just revealed. It's an awful
right.
verbiage, but that's why Symbiote Spider-Man's effect procs a second time, is because
Right.
it says like
And
it
this
just
doesn't.
revealed.
Revealed. Yeah.
So that's why
Correct.
the power doubles. Versus now you look at the text of Man Spider, who just released, and you're understanding, oh, merge it when this merges, double its power. So your brain says Black Panther, but the
Yep.
action is actually Symbiote Spider-Man activate.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
it's a text problem that none of us realized until we started playing it.
And that's the
It's
part that
the-
breaks it. That's
It's the
part that
difference
breaks
between
it.
having grandma for dinner and having grandma for dinner.
Yes, it's exactly it.
Or
And I wanted to
double-clicking
point this out
and
because
double clicking.
yeah, I wanted to point this out though because there's two cards that released that have the same thing going on. And I wonder about this as like a potential future buff to other cards because Spider-Punk is the same thing happening. You can move this once. When this moves, this thing happens. Right? It's exactly the same logic, right? It's you can do this. Also, when this happens, this other thing happens.
Right,
And that's
you
right.
can.
So it's merge or it's move or there's a bunch of other ones where it happens, and then we have the other enablers. And I wonder if they're going to start like if there's a Spider-Man 2099 buff coming that does something similar.
I hope so.
Where it breaks it apart instead of it's just the first. Because Spider-Man 2099 has to be very explicit that it's the first time only, right? But that or
One
like
only
the,
time. One time
yeah.
only, yeah.
Yeah, or like the Nocturne or something like that, maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Wild deck. All right, who's got the next deck?
I do here.
DJ
So
to one. Thank you so much for getting me to rank 99 right now.
that is awesome. I built this deck here, the Man Spider. Before the season started, when I saw the video, I said, "This is the deck we have to play." Why? Because this deck similar took me to Infinite last season at Viv, and at Viv kind of had the same play lines. Your goal here is very simple, guys. Let me tell you the cards that's here for the listeners: Agony, Armor, Magic, Viv Vision, Silver Surfer First Steps, Shuri, Symbiote Spider-Man, Man Spider, Panther, the Fallen One, Zola, and Taskmaster. Now, in this deck, I've never experienced what they have, where you Zola and it ate itself, but I see the reason why now. Thanks for explaining that, guys. Your play line is very simple. Armor on 2, Silver Surfer on 3 in the armor lane, Shuri on 4, and then now when you play the Fallen One on 5, Fallen One goes to 20 power. You then can play 21 energy worth of everything. So what I do, I play Man Spider in one lane, and then I Zola the Man Spider. No, sorry, hold on. Let me start from the top. Man Spider in one lane goes to 40. I Taskmaster this in the armor lane, right? Then I Zola this card if I want to, or I could play the Panther Zola. You play every card you want at that point. The role players in this game are Magic if you want the extra turn if you need it, Viv Vision if you need her to buff any of the cards here, and of course Symbiote Spider-Man and Shuri if you don't get the Silver Surfer. So if you get Fallen One to 10 or more power, you have enough to play 2 cards on the final turn. Those 2 cards are Man Spider and Zola, Man Spider Test. This has won me so much, got me to 83 with no problems, because in most cases, I don't have priority, and my opponent can't Shang-Chi me. So unless they're playing Shadow King, they snap thinking they got the game. They play Mr. Negative, they play Cerebro. You have nothing. I've won by playing a couple of cards, and that's because Man Spider's OP. Getting Fallen One to 20 power, ladies and gentlemen, is not difficult. I know people are like, well, what happens? You have a backup plan. You have the Panther Zola. As long as you get this card over 10, you get to play 2 cards or more on the final turn. So to me, that's how I look at it. This deck has been super fun. Got me to 83, and I'm sure if I play it more, it will get me all the way I need to. Questions and concerns, gents?
The only concern I have you had any issues running into any of the War Machine decks?
No issues with the War Machine decks.
Okay. Because one of the things I really enjoyed about the list that I was playing, not to say like mine's better or anything, but was
No, of course.
energy cheating and like them. Like I just prepare for my game to be like me not being able to play anything on turn 6 sometimes, and I'll have tons of power out there. Like just energy
Because you put it out
cheating
there
is
early.
crazy.
Right.
Yeah, it's all
Right.
It's
You
out
put it out there
like,
early.
and there's tons
Yeah.
of times where I'll have, my magic out there looking for a turn 7, and I'll, people will snap me thinking that I'm preparing for a turn 7, I'm just gonna make my man spider bigger or something, and I'll just taskmaster an 80 power
Another lane.
man spider, and like, okay,
And
well,
call it a day.
if I had a turn 7, then that would have went in 2 other lanes, but I didn't need to.
Yeah, I think your list is great for the early plays and just relax, keep it going. If they see it, they go, I can't beat it, and they leave. My list is more so, I have nothing on the board.
Yeah,
I
your
have
list seems
a
like it would be
bunch of
cube
energy.
stealer.
Yeah, I have a bunch of energy. What am I going to do? Are you going to stick it out to see what I can play? Do I have what I need to play with all this energy? Or are you going to just leave, right? That's
Yeah.
where my deck goes. And of course, like I said, it is a cube stealer because people think they have the cerebro nuts, they have the Mr. Negative, they're going to get bigger than me. No, you're not. But nonetheless, models, any questions or concerns?
There is a tech card that is just coming down the pipeline. Not that I have any information about this, but I just assume that there's a tech card that's coming that just says either on reveal on the next turn or just in general ongoing, your opponent's power cannot be more than the current round.
Energy? Yeah.
Sorry,
I've been saying
your
that for-
opponent's
I've been saying
energy.
that for a while. We are going to
Yeah.
have a card that limits
Yeah.
energy to whatever turn it
Yeah.
is.
Because this is
Fallen
just
One
straight up
OP.
disrespectful.
Yeah,
Sorry, man.
It is. It is. Yes. Any
This
concerns?
is you playing Pixie, just but in a world where Mobius exists.
I even
Exactly,
picked out
because
I even
this
picked out the character.
Mobius,
I can't remember
right.
who it is now, but there's a character I think that would fit that exact ongoing card perfectly.
I mean, guys, just play Super Giant right now. You should be fine. But guess, any questions or concerns?
I mean, I played this deck briefly. I saw
Yes.
what you're doing with it. The only card I really felt like, about that I really enjoyed was Silver Surfer First Steps in the Man Spider shell. It's something I'm gonna kind of mess with a little bit more because I think it's under-discovered, where
Right.
you find a lane you're losing by turn 3 and play Silver Surfer First Steps into it. Because if you pull the line of Silver Surfer First Steps, Shuri, and then just Man Spider in that lane,
In that lane? Yeah, that's
and you get
It's
Shuri,
bananas,
because you
too.
don't want Silver Surfer First Steps to take on the Shuri effect. You want it
No.
to take on the Man Spider
Spider.
effect.
Yep.
And even in a juke lane where you do Man Spider and then somewhere else play, I don't know, fucking anything, and then play the Man Spider in the Silver Surfer First Steps lane, and then have Silver Surfer First Steps
do it again.
take on Man Spider and do it a second time. Like, that is a play line because it's a 3/5. That's something
Yes.
that we need to explore a little bit more. And that's the piece from that deck that I enjoyed the most, because any deck that runs Magic is a risk. But if
Right,
we can
of
play
course.
around that by having stronger pieces on turns 1 through 3 to make all the fun craziness happen, I think then we find some real solid pieces.
Agreed. And Silver Surfer First Steps does go and double up. It does a Panther move if you want to. Anything that's ongoing, as you guys know, with Silver Surfer First Steps, where people might not know
Yeah.
what it does, because you're right. A lot of people don't really play this card. End of turn. If you're winning this location with an on-reveal card, copy its text. It's crazy, guys.
Yep.
It is awesome. All right. Next on the list, we have the man that got to infinite in 2 seconds. It's Guest Gaming's. And his list here goes with Agony,
Nope.
Armor.
Nope.
That's the same
Whoa, whoa,
list.
whoa, whoa.
Hold on.
Hey, wait a minute.
Corbett
Wait
needs
a
you find
minute.
the difference between these 2 lists.
Wait. Yes, wait a minute. You know, I know what I realized what I did there. I copied what I sent you and pasted it there. All right.
Hey.
So did you send me the code? You sent me the post. And the post has the code. All right. Don't you worry, guys. Stand by. We're gonna
I'll
make it
send
through
it
the
to you.
day.
I'll send it to you. I thought I sent you the.
Nah,
the
you just sent me
actual-
the posts.
Models, did you get a chance to actually
Gotcha.
play some Man Spider before the
It's
the
cool. I
pod?
got it. I got it right now.
you do?
You're all
Yeah.
good,
I
guys. See, I got
took
it.
All
your.
right, cool.
I was able to take your deck and I was able to run it through, like two conquest matches. One was my opponent made short work of me, and the other one I played against another mid-rangey thing that was like a Thanos with a bit of tech,
Yeah.
and I outplayed my opponent. I was kind of proud of
Nice.
myself for doing that.
Nice.
Yeah, but it was a deck that I felt like I was sitting in a meta where I should have eaten my opponent alive, and instead I was competing with them.
All right. So I apologize. Here we go. We do have It's Guest Gaming's real list here. The deck that did take him to infinite in 2 seconds. And that starts with the one and only Sauron, Zero, Iron Patriot, Lizard, Shadow King, Luna Snow, Starbrand, Ares, the God of War. Okay, Typhoid Mary, Man Spider, Red Skull, and Scar. I guess let the people know why this deck is the shit and they should use it.
So this was one of the easiest climbs I've ever had with this list. Now, to be clear, I know a lot of this list is very familiar to a lot of people. I understand that. I'm not doing anything super creative here when throwing in Man Spider because I took out Enchantress from the most popular version of the build, and then I took out Red Guardian because sometimes you'd see Red Guardian, sometimes you'd see Gladiator, and instead I went Ares. And the reason I went with Ares is because this Scar version has enough power in it between Lizard, Zero, you've still got good stats in there that Ares more often than not was hitting 412. And that 412 is very valuable when you're trying to do the Man Spider shenanigans. The other thing is with this deck that it allowed me to do more often than I honestly anticipated was having Shadow King plus Scar by only getting 2 reductions. You have that 312 that you can drop on the final turn and a Shadow King to combat your opponent who's doing all of the moves, shenanigans, or whatever. Just build one lane moderately, kind of be competing in the other two, and you can throw priority with this deck. Starbrand actually helped tremendously with that. Being able to put Starbrand down as a standard straight up 310, let it do its thing, and then here, you're going to take the lead in those lanes, let you do all your combinations, and then even though I've given you 3 power, that's okay. I'm going to play Shadow King and ruin the whole lane anyway. And there's a lot of green power in the meta right now, so he's incredibly strong. And I said this when they brought Shadow King officially to 3-4 and kept him at 3-4, that in a prior list, which was oddly a Fallen One list previously, I took 3-4 Shadow King to Infinite in the last season. Before last, I should say.
Yeah.
And it was still a great card. So it didn't have to be a 2-cost card. You just have to build differently for it. 3-cost Scar allows you to play Shadow King on turn 6, and you feel really good about it because it's a boatload of stats. So Man Spider is in here then to make you do the crazy combos easier. If you don't get your Typhoid Mary into Man Spider, that's fine. Just do Luna Snow. Drop the Luna Snow. It's a 3/6 body, and Man Spider then can be played on turn 4, and it's now a 14 power body that you put down on turn 4. This is about building one lane, throw the priority, and then go ahead and attack. Whether it's Zero and Lizard for 9 power, you've got the unpredictability of Iron Patriot. It was an incredibly smooth list, and Sauron really only made an impact, I'd say, maybe once or twice, where you can make an argument to take Sauron even out of the deck. Honestly. That's the effect of what Man Spider and Zero are doing, so you might be better to have a Sauron-less Sauron list.
I like that. Agony can take that spot, whatever else you want. It's a 1 cost. All right. I'm with you.
How important has Iron Patriot been in this deck, Guest?
Iron Patriot I actually really liked because it did keep me into a couple of games that I was not expecting, mainly because it's so easy to drop Iron Patriot as either a turn 2 play, followed by, Luna or Starbrand, or it was a great play consistently on turn 5, because now you're just throwing your opponent completely off loop. I think it's an under-respected card in these lists because having a little bit of RNG that only favors you is very important.
I'm just wondering
it's
if you'd possibly be able to slide in a Penny Parker in here for that, either
You're
added
working too hard with
energy.
Penny. I think you're working too hard with Penny to make you're focusing too much on Man Spider. And if you instead just let the deck run itself and have Man Spider be treated like a Ghost Spider, where it's a juke play that happens to give you more power, or you're ramping to get your Scar reduced early, you feel really good about the list.
So you're looking to play Man Spider on turn 5, right? For the most part?
More often than not, yeah. Unless if you do Luna into Man Spider.
I absolutely love the Shadow King in this list. I would not be surprised to see something like this make top 4 in the Golden Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the Shadow King it's wild. Like I that card is going to be so important.
No, I agree. We're going to see what happens. We might see some Luke Cages. Who knows? Nonetheless, this deck is awesome. We'll have a link to all the decks down below for you guys to go ahead and try them out. Let us know how you guys feel about it. Let's get back to wrapping up the last 2 cards that came out this season, right? And we kick things off with Web Sling, I believe, and Superior Spider-Man. Oh, so Superior Spider-Man. So Superior Spider-Man. I haven't played with the card yet. It is at the start of each turn, you get +1 energy if you have any cards here with increased power in play. Sounds like an infinite card for me, to be honest. But I haven't played with the cards yet. How you guys feel about a Gunny Superior Spider-Man?
I bought Superior Spider-Man and I played with it. And the deck, what it was trying to do was make a bunch of energy to do things. But I don't know. The deck just had too much energy, where it was just like energy every turn, and I didn't have enough cards to play. So that deck needs some refinement.
Fallen One problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does what it does.
Hey,
but
Jimmy Hammond, guys. Put Jimmy Hammond in the list.
Honestly, I think there will be a time there. I think a buff deck. So this was brought up before when you guys were talking about it. But like, what deck really wants this as opposed to playing Hope Summers instead? And I do think a buff deck, just getting like a couple of cards out a little bit earlier, that deck does care about extra energy, and being able to do that consistently and not have to like worry about what lane you're putting stuff in, I think that could matter.
Yeah, models.
So
Gunny,
I've
would you
been
give
working.
it first? Sorry. Gunny?
I was done.
No, double silver,
Gold, platinum.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna give this double silver. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, models.
So I've been working towards getting all of my cards to either green or infinite borders. So whenever I get a new card, I play it in a deck long enough to get 5 to 15 boosters on it, just so that I don't have it show up in my shop. And so I played Superior Spider-Man a bit. I did a filthy day one throw like 3 cards in a deck and let the auto builder do the rest.
Okay.
I walked away with a Surfer deck, and it played nicely in Surfer. Surfer likes having an extra point of power a turn early. And it's really not... This is a easy requirement to accomplish. It's like a it's like not a high-end result, right? You're not getting like 30 power, you're getting a single power, but it's really easy to get a green by turn 3 is not that hard. I like it. It is nice. It is not amazing. It is not broken. It's one of those cards we're going to forget about in 2 weeks until there's one deck that this makes work. There's going to be some deck out there where it's like, ooh, if I only hit the curve right, like there's going to be some C4 or some Surfer deck that like this does a second thing while also giving you the extra point of power to do some off turn, to do some like slightly ahead of curve play. And I think that's when its stock's gonna rise. I think right now Gunny's right, it's like around a double silver. It is a solid card. It is one of the more skippable cards of the new set. Right? Like if you're gonna skip something, this is up there in terms of skips. Yeah. But it's a good card.
I guess. How you feeling?
Pretty much everything I thought about this card, I've seen and had affirmed, both from myself as well as other creators and other players, which is the card's an option. You know, it's a card, it's a thing you can do. And yeah, if you want to, go for it. But there's really no 911 need for the card. Out of the 4, I think it's, you know, the lowest ranking of the 4 that all released on Tuesday.
Right.
I think that there are decks that do enjoy having a little bit of extra energy, of course, but there are other ways to do it that very often end up being a lot more synergetic than this card. Because as I predicted, the whole lifeline of this card is turn 5, right? And then simultaneously, you need to ask yourself, when is this better than playing Luna Snow? And most of the time, it's just an alternate for that exact same idea.
Okay.
Luna Snow's more power. Sure, your opponent gets power. Okay, but chances are you're not worried about it because you're trying to execute your game plan. You've only thrown a further wrinkle of surprise into theirs. So you might actually throw off their game plan more than you might help their game plan.
Of course.
I think that, you know, kind of to what Gunny was talking about earlier, people love having extra energy, but if you're not planning for having extra energy, you don't know what to do with it necessarily. So it actually throws you off more than it helps you very often. This card works well with Evo, works well with Surfer, works well with Cerebro 4, all for this very similar reasons of being able to have specifically 1 extra energy on turns 4 and 5. And turn 5 has actually seen more benefit by having 6 energy on 5 more than I've noticed so far about Superior Spider-Man wanting to have 5 energy on turn 4. So I don't know what's wrong with the card. It's just in this weird state of limbo, and it's just a card. It's a silver, and if you want to use it, go for it. You'll find use for it. Everybody likes energy, but it just hasn't found a home, and it's a clunky body for what it wants to do right now.
Fair enough. Yeah, I haven't got a chance to play it. I'm thinking Infinite She-Hulk stuff, but I agree. I see what you guys are saying. You could definitely play Luna Snow, Kale, Warlock over this card, to be honest. But nonetheless, I'll give it a try. See, yeah.
I think this would be pretty good in, oh goodness, a high Evo deck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, because those cards get
that deck loves extra energy.
Yeah.
You know, so you got Sunspot, you got not Misty Knight. Is it Misty Knight?
Yeah,
that gives energy. Yeah,
drops them off.
Right. That deck probably wouldn't.
Correct.
I mean,
Nebula.
It's not in a good spot right now, but I think that's a home that Manspider would fit in pretty nicely.
Yeah, you could build a whole Evo build that's just a boatload of 1-drops. Like, you throw in Sunspot, you throw in Nebula, you throw in Jim Hammond, take them all, and then throw in Superior Spider-Man, Warlock, and Hope Summers, and then the whole top end of everything else. So, throw in the Hulk, you're going to need the High Evo, She-Hulk, and name big card here.
Infinite.
Infinite. And then just make everything rain on the final turn.
yeah.
Absolutely, you could do that.
Okay. All right, we'll test it out and see. But that's a good idea. Next on the list, we have
Web sling.
where'd it go?
Yes.
Keep going.
Oh, it gets down below.
Hey, all right.
There it is. All right. Web Sling came out this week as well. So many cards, guys. This is what happens. On reveal, the next turn, you can move one of your cards away from here. You can web sling it out of the lane. Ladies and gentlemen, Gunny, how do you feel about this card?
Unfortunately, I spent my tokens on Spider-Man instead of Web Sling. I'll get it eventually. I think Web Sling is a good card. I'm talking like, I think it's a platinum card. I think a bunch of folks are sleeping on this because they're playing it in the wrong decks. almost like how Man Spider can just move points around. I think this card specifically for repositioning could be really important. It's also a spell, so just I've seen it in some of the zombie lists, just being able to move things around. The card's good. It's a good, like, obviously Ghost Spider's good. It's found homes in decks that didn't
Right.
need weren't playing a move synergy. But like we talked about earlier, Affliction, I'm kind of enamored with that right now. Just I don't know how many times I've played Affliction and had my cards in the wrong spot, and the ability to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna move this away, seems super awesome. I don't think it's a move card. I think it's the worst mover in a move deck.
It's just yeah, you could be right. Just an on reveal card to use anywhere else.
Right?
Last moment, you're thinking, all right, I got to make this move, play this on 5. Okay, I know what I'm going to do here now. Move it to somewhere else. I'm with you. Throw your opponent off as well, right? Because it's that whole mind game of New York, right? Oh, turn 6. Who's moving? What's moving?
And,
Where's
and think about
going?
this too, like even Werewolf by Night decks. Like how many times have you had a lane that was too clogged for you to put your Werewolf
Right.
by Night where you want it? Like play this, move your Werewolf to that lane. Now you get to move something out so you can get it back there. Like this card has so much flexibility
Potential.
in it.
I agree. All right, so you say platinum models. How you feeling?
This is a cool utility card. This is like and a lot of ones are cool utility cards. I think that this is unique in that it's a skill, and Werewolf by Night Werewolf by Night is really the skill enabler more than anything else. It feels like, because otherwise everyone thinks of like skills as like, oh, I'm playing this skill instead of power. But we have Merlin as a one cost skill generator. We've got a bunch of other one cost skills now. And combine that with something, and like Web Sling is just another one of those, and it is a fun little card to play. It is
Agreed.
an enabler. It's a thing that just sits in places and does stuff, and I like it. I yeah, I'm at that point where I have enough tokens and I'm collection complete, and I'm probably going to maintain that for quite a while.
Love to hear it.
So I can So I got all the cards. I played this in that random surfer deck. I played this. It's one of these cards that just goes in decks and it's fun. I think I'm gonna give it. I think it gets just a gold. Like there's better stuff out there to do. Like there's often replacements for it. I would not be like, if I didn't have it, I wouldn't be necessarily mad. But I think every now and then I'm gonna come up against a thing where I'm like, oh damn, I wish I had Web Sling. Sure, I'll find
Right.
I'll find a subpar replacement, but I'll find a replacement.
All right. All right. Guess.
All right.
How you
So
feeling
guess,
about
hold
website?
on. Before we go to guess, you all cannot see him on camera right now because you're just looking at Web Sling. Guest, did you just have an aha moment with Web Sling?
Maybe.
Okay. Because I watched it happen. You guys couldn't see it, but Guest was like throwing his arms up in the air. He's like, oh my God, I just thought of something. We need to know what that is, Guest.
No, I just I mentioned it I think last week, where one of the things I'd like to really try with Web Sling is you play Web Sling into Shuri into Galactus. And then I just had the oh duh moment. We just did a whole bunch of stuff with Man Spider that are playing these symbiote Spider-Man Shuri lines. I need to put Galactus into there as another play line. And it's a single
in case.
card play line that will fit into this deck. And
Right.
I'm going to be taking like 3 different elements of all of the decks and different combinations of things that we took today. And I make notes. I literally have a notepad off on the side of like different things I need to think of or I want to try. Or whenever I get a deck that is like unique or a combo that's unique, I'll put it down on my little notepad here for commentary. But that's something that I'm going to be testing in what little free time over the next 48 hours I have. But when I did play Web Sling on Tuesday, I think that in time, this does become a diamond card because it's already platinum.
Yep.
I think that people realize the strength of what, I mean, Ken, please validate me here. How often have I talked about that with the ability
Spider?
to move things on the final turn?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. All
The
the time.
Juke,
I'm sorry.
the Ghost Spider, the New York, the Vision,
Yep.
the Hellion, that single-sided move is so important. So important.
Agreed.
And this is a one-cost card that gives you variance, which is what I like better about it than Ghost Spider. You play it on 5 when you don't want to have the Ghost Spider as a known option, and which was popular for the thing for steps for a little while. This just says here, one of these might move to one of these other places. And trying to
Right.
calculate power is so difficult in that scenario if you're the opponent. And I love that about this card. I absolutely love that about this card. So I think there's some really, really cool things that haven't even been unlocked because it worked great with zombies. I loved it in the zombies package. And I think it's a little under-respected right now, but this is one of the 2 Series 4 cards I was most excited for this season. And I have been very quickly validated in, I think that this is a really good build around, have this in your any deck you want because you want to play it later so you have plenty of time to draw it. It's a really solid game plan that I don't think enough people are experimenting with yet. I think that this is a double platinum, to be honest, in my personal opinion, and it becomes a diamond. But most people will play it and say it's just a straight up platinum card as is. I personally believe it's a double platinum.
So I need to take a step back. As I said at the start of this, I was thoroughly fucking confused by the system. I meant a 3 out of 4. This isn't what it is. It's bronze, silver, gold, diamond makes sense to me. It's that you all just like drop bronze and throw in that platinum in the middle. That
No.
throws
Think
everything
records.
off.
Stop thinking medals. Think records.
Right. Think records, music. That's where the concept came from.
Gotcha. See,
When they
I
do
wish he had started by. I wish he had
Yeah.
started by saying that. That would make it easier.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Well, now you know. Now you know.
Yes.
Now I know. Now it makes sense. Yes. So
I
in that
agree.
case, yeah, I put it at a platinum. Yeah.
Platinum. Yeah, this is a platinum card, 100%. Totally agree with you guys. It's been super fun playing with this card again and again, playing the whole New York, right? That whole, am I going to move the card? Am I not going to move the card? What do you think, right? And yeah, putting in decks that is not move decks is the way to go. Because again, in move decks, you already have enough to help you do the thing you need to do. With this card, it's in that deck that, hey, I need to move a card or I don't. I want to play that mind game. So for me, definitely get a platinum with this
We
card.
have watched tournaments won because of that New York move.
Exactly. Exactly.
We've seen tournaments won, and now we've just given y'all, yeah, you've given us like a
Yeah, and it's not a Hellion where it's 5 costs to make the big effect. No,
Yeah.
this is 1.
Right. One card.
That's the thing.
right.
Little cost.
And at that point, and like and moves curve is often has 1 left over on turn 5.
Yes.
It's
Yes. Yes.
Move can very easily justify, and not just move. A lot of like decks today can
Other
easily
decks.
justify playing a 4 cost on 5.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
With this card. Yeah. Agreed. Some Red Wing love too. Nonetheless, that is it that we have here for today, guys. We don't have to talk about anything else besides, again, make sure you guys check out the Golden Gauntlet this weekend. We have some amazing casters, starting off with the pre-show with the one and only Not My Dance and Regis. That's going to be awesome to see them do their thing. They're going to go right into the pre-show, into some of the awesome matches, and to be followed up by the one and only Binks and myself, the SuperTechGod. So it'll be fun doing that. And of course, after that, we have the one, the only, the KM guest show. And that's going to be the wrap-up of one of the biggest and epic events in Marvel Snap history for 2025. Anything else you guys want to say before we head out?
It's been a fun year. Bringing competitive
crazy,
Marvel
yeah.
Snap to the forefront of the game has
Yes.
been an exciting thing to do. We've been working on this for just over a year now. We started with the Creator Gauntlet back in October. That spun the wheels and greased the wheels for us to then ask for a community run event. We were working on it with Newverse, and we were going to start in January. Unfortunately, with the new verse shakeup,
TikTok.
it wasn't able to be kicked off till the summertime. But like we have been working on this for over a year now, and we're finally getting to the world championship, which is just amazing. It's so cool. I cannot wait to crown a world champion. Like, how cool is that for our game?
Yeah.
It's huge. It is
We
huge.
actually have a real world champion, official titles and card backs and
Right?
recognition and social media and all the fun stuff, man. But
I
with
mean,
all,
We're gonna have a superstar.
yeah,
yeah, I mean, speaking of the card backs, we're getting them out to players now, like all the people who qualified for the finals. People are already, showing them off in game, and yeah,
Whee!
it's exciting and it's cool to like we left our mark on something, but also like y'all showed up in a big way, and it is just so freaking awesome because like I'm the tech person, which means I'm the gremlin in the basement who's doing all the work like months before.
In the basement.
And like nobody knows, like when I'm doing the work, I don't get any feedback, right? Like, okay, this works, this doesn't work.
You do get feedback. It's my card backs aren't showing up. The bot's broke.
No, that's the feedback I get 3 months after I've done the work and it's broken.
Yeah.
This is right, but like the other side of it, the like by the time everyone's like playing, my job is mostly done and I just need to breathe and rest. But to like see how much y'all have been enjoying this and to see how much y'all have shown up, it's been mind blowing to just like take a minute, and I just wanted to take a minute and say, gentlemen, y'all killed it, and this would not be a thing without all of you, and I know that in a way nobody else does.
I think you might be shortchanging
for-
yourself as
thanks
well.
for
This
bringing
would
me
not be
along.
possible
Us.
without
yeah,
guests.
no.
Right. Us. Not,
Without you models,
just-
models. You're
right.
holding it together.
That's right.
I do
All
want
of
to
us.
point out one more thing about the Golden Gauntlet series, and that is the freaking players, man. We have had some of the best Marvel Snap I've ever watched in my entire life being played
Agreed.
during the Golden Gauntlets. Like, our players are fantastic at the game. Absolute masterclass showcases of games of reading your opponent. Just, you could tell these people put in the work, and it's wild. Even things down to Cougar just making a deck choice. He won that tournament before the tournament even started, and that's wild to think about.
Agreed. All right.
I'm gonna leave most of my thoughts for air on Saturday.
Okay.
But I will end with 4 simple words. Ryan Hartman, call me.
Oh, there it is. All right. Before we go for real now, I know there's one question everybody's asking, okay? And I know you guys are wondering, and we're going to make it happen. Which one of us 4 would be a champion if we had to play each other?
Oh my god.
We'll save that for the next time. For the next episode of the Marvel Snapcast.
Honestly, we got some stuff in the works that we might want to just test. Like
Mini
test
tournament
game
for ourselves.
I
we might
think it
want
should
we
be
might
a
have to do a
game
mini
on
tournament just to test some of the things we're cooking for
casters.
January.
The
Some of the things we're cooking for
mods.
January might just be best
right?
if we have that info.
Yeah.
Right? Like just to
Mods.
see like
All right, you let us know in the
Yeah.
comments if you want us to have a staff only tournament and tell you who the champion is.
Peace.